From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time once again for another edition of The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV. And, of course, at Tommy Max, hope your week was great out there in Jacksonville, getting after it, making yourselves happy, and getting the work done. We're going to get some work done for you here on this show. My good friends Sammy Convaras and Lonnie Marks are back. We're talking Jags. Hey, the off season is about to kick off, and there's a lot going on. Of course, they're making moves already, and there'll be more to come. We'll check in with those two guys and talk all about that. We'll also visit with the founder of Carve Vodka. Wait till you check out this craft vodka. It is nice and smooth, and we like it here on The Horse's Mouth. All of that headed your way on Buzz TV and from Tommy Max Bar. We'll be right back.
Feel a new level of comfort with underwear for men. Created for men with an active lifestyle and designed for sports, work, medical, and everyday wear. Underwear for Men has a special patented drawstring pouch which allows you to adjust the perfect custom fit around your manhood. It allows you the separation you need and the support you deserve. The drawstrings adjust to isolate and support. The mesh pouch cools and comforts. The tailored fit won't rubber chafe. A tagless plush waistband sized to fit a man's waist, and materials that are quick dry and moisture wicking. Underwear for Men is available in all your favorite styles and colors. In briefs, trunks, and 6-inch and 9-inch boxer briefs, and in your choice of cottony, extra cool, viscose, or polyester fabrics. Underwear for Men. Support your manhood.
All right, welcome back to The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV. Of course, we're Tommy Max. My good friend Sammy Convaras is back. The Bull is back. He's my norm at the bar each and every week. And Lonnie Marks is back as well. What's up, Lon?
How are you?
Good to have you, man.
Good
Always good to have my friends at the bar hanging out.
That's right.
Jags making moves lately. We see Calais re-signed. McCray got re-signed. They picked up the option for Calais. Looks like they brought in Dom Capers to be a part of this staff. How you feeling? I mean, it's early, Sam. We still got a long way to go to build this offseason, but how does those moves make you feel to date?
They couldn't afford not to have Calais Campbell on this team because they need some leadership. I mean, obviously he's a very productive player, but they don't have enough leadership. Ngakoue is developing to that. Outside of that, you didn't get the leadership you thought you were going to get from Barry Church.
Right.
I mean, they even released him, and I thought he was a big part of the leadership equation in 2017. They haven't shown enough, and I don't know what they're going to do with Bortles, but they haven't shown enough confidence in Blake for him to emerge as a leader.
Right. I don't see any leaders on offensive side.
Right.
And usually with a team, you get offensive leaders on offense and defense, and they're the ones that pull the whole thing together underneath the coach and the defensive coordinators. But at this point in time, you're right. I don't think they could have let him out of the
It's hard
equation.
to be a leader if you're not productive. You know what I mean?
Nobody looks up to you.
Well, right. Think about it. I mean, the guys who were leaders on our offense way back when we were playing, right? You could name 5.
Yeah.
Because they were big-time players. Yeah. You could go from Baselli to Jimmy to Keenan to Mark to Freddie to whoever. Leon.
Really.
Kyle Brady. You'd be like, all those guys are leaders. Now, they're all vocal, maybe not, but they're leaders. It's hard to be a leader if you don't produce at the top of your team's level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it almost is like every player should want to rise to the level of being considered a leader.
Right.
I mean, if you look at the defense that you guys run, you guys both led through the example that you had in practice and playing at the highest level that you could possibly produce. Yeah. Other players see that.
Right. I think that was, for me, I used to look up to Hardy Nickerson, and it was because of his production. I need numbers like that. I need to be right alongside him and considered as a part of this team. I'm one of those linebackers, and finding myself doing that yeah, I became the leader. Whether I wanted to be or not, I became the leader because my production was always counted on.
Right.
For every game.
Well, and that's the thing. When you produce, then the other guy's like, oh, what's he doing? Well, he's doing extra stuff. He's doing extra studying. I want to be like him. I remember, being Vaughn Johnson and Sam Mills were veterans on the Saints. It's like, I'm watching those two. Right. Ricky Jackson was on the team. I'm like, I'm watching them. These guys are unbelievable players, and they do lead. They lead a little bit different, but they're both leaders. And
I don't know if there's enough of that in the league these days. I don't know that there's enough of that.
Well, you know what?
I think there's a lot of guys who come into the league.
Do you think the young guys don't respect the older guys?
I think a lot of guys come into the league and feel like, hey, I got it.
Well,
whatever.
They got rid of the older guys. You remember it was like, how much is it going to cost to keep this vet as opposed to getting the young guy? And we want the young guys.
The unintended consequence of the new collective bargaining agreement.
That's right.
Where the minimum salary of a 7-year player, you guys are good examples.
Yep.
I mean, you're maybe the best example when you and Kopp and
Boyer
were locker room guys, workout guys, could start if you needed to, tremendous special teams guys, but you outlived that based only on the fact that they were going to have to pay you $600,000 the next year,
6, 7, or 8,
6, 7, or 8, and heck, we can get a rookie to come in. Well, but all of a sudden there's a vacuum in the locker room, and that's why Campbell is the most important guy that the Jaguars needed to keep.
I look at Norwell, Linder. I don't care if they haven't been.
They don't want to be.
They gotta be.
They don't want to be.
They need them to be.
Yeah, but they don't want to be.
Do they know how? See, that's the other thing. Because when you get rid of the vets, I had a vet teach me how to lead. This is what you do in this situation. This is what we do about this. This is how we handle this. This is when we take our time to spend with family. This is what we do in the off season. This is how we do these things. And when you have that, then I'm going to follow him. He's going to lead me. Then I'm going to lead someone else because I got to pass it back.
Right.
There's nobody to pass it back now because you've gotten rid of those guys. And plus, now when they talk about millennials, everything is about working smarter, not harder, and it's me involved with everything that's going on. And if it's not about me, I don't see it.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
then what you're going to get is the Patriots keep kicking everybody behind all year long because it's all about them and their team, high performance.
And every player on that team aspires to be a leader.
That's right.
And the only guy who's got that attitude you were just talking about on the Jaguars is 93.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, look, I think Telvin lost some of it. I think he had some of it.
Signed his new deal, and
last year
I don't know what happened to him.
But I think
no,
Telvin,
and I'm telling you, the other players know this, Tom.
Yeah.
They've told me that he lost some of that respect that he had from the other players. I don't know what happened, the machinations of what happened in the locker room or on the field, but he was that guy that they were looking to. He's not that guy now.
Here's what I say. Telvin is, I believe what I saw in him early on is still there. And so he can go back and self-assess and say, I did lose it. If he's honest with himself, I did lose it.
Right.
How do I get it back?
Yeah. You can get it back.
And if I get it back,
you can get it back.
What happens with this team?
That's right.
And this defense especially. So I think he's one of those guys. He's going to self-assess and get it back. When you look at like some of the other guys, Jalen, there's a lot going on with Jalen, and I don't bang him around, but there's a lot going on with him. And Fournette, there's a lot going on with them.
Yep.
Telvin's been in it a little bit, and he had that little touch and taste of a guy who is a real true leader. So I think he's gonna gravitate over toward Calais and say, "Here's what I would like to do. I want to be what you are to this team."
Yep.
And I know with both of us working at this, at least we shore up the defense.
Yeah.
Might be the best advice I ever got from a coach.
Yep.
You got a lot going on. I want you to pare that down and focus on this.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Yeah,
and that made me.
Yep.
I could see it.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, we're going to talk more Jags, talk off-season, talk at Jacksonville right here in the Horse's Mouth from Tommy Max on Buzz TV. We'll be right back. All right, hanging out at Tommy Max here on Buzz TV. Sam Kavaris and Lonnie Martz joining me here on the Horse's Mouth. All right, guys, look into your crystal ball. What will the Jags' first offseason move be? Will they release somebody? Will they bring in somebody? Who are they going to go after? What do you think, Sam? What do you think the first? Is there going to be a big move for this team?
By the time this airs, it may have already happened, right?
Okay.
So, But the Jaguars have to make a decision at quarterback, and because everything falls in line after that. What they do with their salary cap, what they do offensively.
Yep.
You know, I mean, are they going to stick with Blake Bortles?
What do you think?
Well, I've thought all along that they should. I think that he has shown that with the right people around him, that he is a sufficient guy to get the job done.
Yep.
Everybody's like, oh, now that Flacco is not on the market any longer.
Right.
Nick Foles. There's a reason Nick Foles isn't a starter.
Yep.
I mean, there's a reason behind that. And, he has shown to be obviously a player that can get the job done. And, in fact, he might be the right kind of fit for the kind of offense the Jaguars want to run.
Yep.
But it's not like Nick Foles is coming to Jacksonville and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
No, right. How about you,
I honestly don't know, but I think the same. The quarterback is going to be the deal.
Yep.
After seeing how the quarterbacks did and the offenses did in the playoffs,
yep.
I can't see us going after anything less.
Yep.
And we want that dynamic offense, and we need that.
Look, we've talked about this before. Aaron Rodgers is one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
Why does his team only win 6 games?
Last year, yeah.
Well, because they were terrible.
Right. And they were banged up.
Because they were terrible.
Yeah, but we're not terrible, though. We're not terrible. We just got an attitude problem.
And banged up on offense.
Yeah.
And we need a quarterback that, once again, as I said, looking at the playoffs, you got some serious quarterbacks in there, some offensive weapons.
No,
and I think
no question about that.
We need some. I think our public wants
and that becomes part of the decision making. Are people going to buy a ticket to a Blake Bortles quarterback team?
Right.
When Wayne Weaver talks about the biggest mistake he made was letting Tom Coughlin go, that's revisionist history. Nobody was in Jacksonville was buying a ticket to a Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, they had
team.
enough. They
were
enough.
done with it.
I agree.
At that point,
I agree. At that point,
right?
they were after 0-2.
That's right.
And not fairly, by the way, because at 6-10, they lost like 5 games by 2 points each. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah. But I mean that comes into the decision making.
It does. Yeah, I don't think you can say, Blake, they're not going to say you're the guy. They got to bring somebody in to compete if they even keep him. I'm okay if they keep him. I don't care.
Right.
Keep him, whatever. Let him compete. See what happens. Maybe he's your backup. Maybe he's a good locker room guy. Maybe he's all those things that you want out of a teammate. But you've got to address it. I'm trying to get my head around Haskins out of Ohio State. He may not even be there at number 7, the QB out of Ohio State.
Right.
He sure looks the part. He does. He's big. He's got a big arm. He can throw it deep. He can move around enough. But I'm just not sold on 1 year at Ohio State.
He only played 11 games.
I know.
Are we ready for that here, though, you think? Are we ready for
Not
that?
if he's a bust, because if he's a bust, that's your 4th or 5th bust as a first-round QB in the history. Think about that, Sam. Now, I wouldn't call Byron a total bust, but he wasn't worthy of the pick they took him at, right? Gabbert was a bust. We know that. He was a bust.
Another guy who was too young.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that.
21 games, 20 years old,
right.
Too young to be taken with the 10th overall pick. The thing with Bortles, and people forget all this kind of stuff, right? The Jaguars didn't want to take Blake in the 3rd spot, right there in that draft. But the Browns, and if you read that article, by the way, read that article in ESPN magazine that Jimmy Haslam is so mad about these days that he's pulled all of his advertising from ESPN off of, from Flying J and Pilot.
Oh, yeah, right.
Centers,
yeah.
That the Browns were going to take Bortles at the 4th spot if the Jaguars didn't take him 3rd. The Jaguars wanted to trade down and get Bortles like in the 23rd or so spot.
Later.
The Browns ended up trading out of that spot immediately when Bortles was no longer available. And if you remember, they took Johnny Manziel at
that's
22nd.
Right.
So, things happened. Bortles was so overdrafted for everybody knew that.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't worthy of the 3rd, but quarterbacks are overpicked all the time.
It's always it's like the best of the crop of that year. And then you go up.
First.
Because they're the best of that class.
Give me somebody who's played 30
Doesn't mean the class.
Give me somebody who's played 30 games. Give me somebody who's in their, who's 22.
Is it Foles?
Well, I mean,
for you,
if they wanted to get Foles and they could do it with a salary cap, it gives them the best chance to win right now with the team that they have.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed. Yep.
But long term, you've got to look at Drew Lock. You've got to look at. I think you got to look at Will Greer. You got to look at players like that.
Agreed. Yeah, you definitely got to address the position regardless of what you do with your starter.
Right. And I'm a Blake Bortles fan.
Yeah,
I just think that as the quarterback is the deal. That makes it move.
Think he gets picked up if he's not here?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Oh yeah.
Easily. Someone is going to say, "Hey,
I could fix him."
Come
Someone's
over
going to say,
here.
"I could fix him."
I can fix him.
Think about it. Because he is broken, by the way. He's broken.
You know why
in my
he's broken?
opinion.
You know why he's broken?
Yeah, because he's got no confidence. He's got the crap kicked out of him.
And because
Those receivers don't hold on to the damn ball.
I know him fairly well.
Yeah.
He is an incredibly competitive. He's like you guys, incredibly competitive person.
Yep.
That when things start to go south, he tries to win the game by himself.
Yeah.
And his mechanics completely disappear.
They do.
Okay.
They do.
But he's trying to win the game by himself. When he knows that there's guys around,
We've seen that.
Can stick to all that other stuff.
That's right. Well, we obviously wish him the best. And look, again, I'm okay with him sticking.
Yeah.
You know, you got to win the job. You don't give him anything, but you know, if he sticks around, redoes his contract, and he fits in the cap, look, they know him. They like him. It's not like they don't like him as a person or a locker room guy or a teammate, right? Maybe he's not your starter, but there's still some value. Much like we just said about Calais. Now, not production-wise, but being that locker room guy, being that presence. Maybe Blake's got
maybe
a
he steps
spot
up
for
as
that.
well with
That's right.
competition.
No doubt about it. All right, more to come right here at Tommy Max on the Horse's Mouth. You're watching Buzz TV. Be right back.
Are you looking for a new employment opportunity, an employee opportunity, a company vehicle, paid holidays and vacations, a retirement plan? Please visit jackshandymanjobs.com. That's jackshandymanjobs.com to learn more and apply.
All right, welcome back to the Horse's Mouth here at Tommy Max and on Buzz TV. Sam Kavaris, Lonnie Martz. We're talking Jags off season. You know, we talked on the Hammer earlier today on our weekly or bi-weekly podcast that it may be a one and done situation for this personnel or the organization, Sam, with everybody in place, Tom included, if they don't get it right. Do you feel that strong about it, or what do you think?
At Coughlin's historical record as a coach versus as a personnel guy, you know, I mean, he was the guy that was kind of taken out of salary cap jail by the expansion draft when Houston took those three guys off the roster.
That's
that was one of them. And, you know, I mean, in the last couple of years, the picks that he's made, I mean, I think he says, you know, nobody should question that. You know, Norwell didn't play anywhere near his 2017.
Agreed.
Fournette, one decent year and now nothing.
Yep.
You know, passed over some other players. Taven Bryan had one sack in the final game of the year. I mean, these number one picks are the guys that have to be impact players on your football team.
Yeah.
I think they got 1 year to fix it.
Yeah, what do you think, Lonnie? Think it's the clock's ticking in that regard?
Oh, yeah, it's ticking because once you've been there and you've given them that taste, they want to go back, and then the way you flopped, they're going to say, hey, that next year, we're scrutinizing you. And if it doesn't happen, let's break it all loose and start again.
Yeah, wow, start all over. Gosh.
I mean, because think about who
That's like Groundhog Day times 20 in this market.
Think about who the Jaguars are versus the other teams that, you know, whether it's the Chiefs with Pat Mahomes or Sean McVay and the Rams. I mean, think about the other teams and what they're doing. Think about who the Jaguars are. Sean Kahn's a football fan.
Right.
Okay, he follows this stuff.
Yep.
It's not like he's going to sit around and say, yeah, it's okay if we go 7-9 again.
Yep.
He's not.
Yeah. Well, he trusts Coughlin.
True.
He does. But he's one of those guys that gives, and you hear this about him all the time.
Yep.
You tell him, I need this, 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 and this because you think you're going to get two of them.
Right.
He gives you all four, and when he walks out, he looks back at you and goes, all right.
Sure.
Don't screw it up.
Now it's on you. right.
Don't screw it up.
Right. I'm done. Now it's on you.
Your course.
Well, you know what? Maybe they could bring Joe Gibbs into the arena, huh? Wins Daytona. He's an NFL Super Bowl winning coach.
Shows
what an
you
incredible leader that guy is.
How that kind of leadership kind of trickles down to your whole organization.
No doubt.
His expectations of himself.
Yep.
The fact that they finished 1, 2, and 3. You know, and of course Joe's a very, very spiritual, religious guy who really believed that, you know, his son JD died in January. His favorite number was 11. He wore 11 in high school and college. You know, Denny Hamlin's driving the 11. They win the race. And then they took the Harley Earl Trophy to Steak and Shake.
I love it. It must have been JT's favorite spot or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's great. But you talk about that leadership, Lon. That gets it done.
We say it all the time. That's the only thing I believe in right now is leadership is going to take care of all the faults, all the failures, even when because people who fail still got to come back and do it again.
Right.
And just because you fail doesn't mean that you stop. Too many times we see it. It's not good enough. It doesn't work.
Right.
Well, this guy's got that kind of leadership, and he's showing it.
Personnel-wise, real quick, aside from QB, what position do they need to upgrade the most in your
Offensive
opinion?
Offensive line.
Left tackle? Are you keeping Cam? Are you going to make him compete, or what's the deal?
I want offensive line anywhere. I need because usually one good offensive lineman can play multiple positions. So we need that.
How about you, Sammy?
Robinson is going to be the left tackle, and you hope that his knee is, you know, fine. It was an ACL. Norwell, Lindner, who I think is out of position. They'll try to replace A.J. Cannon. They will replace Parnell at that right tackle spot. But they need receivers who get open.
Agreed. They need a playmaker too. They need a tight end too.
Who get open.
Jenkins not
gone,
re-signed.
But I mean, it's hard to throw to guys who aren't open.
No doubt, and that don't catch the ball
and also drop it.
Yeah. Okay, Cole's another one. You could question the
no question
the leadership on that one. All right, we're gonna wrap up with last call. What's your last thought of the show, Lon? You got one?
This show?
Yeah, man.
All right, man, I'm glad the Jags are we're still talking about the Jags right now because we could be like, no, done. We don't have a chance.
No kidding. How about you, Sammy?
I'll go back to what I said. Enjoy this time of the year with so many other things going on. I mean, I was out the other day. It was 86 degrees. I was like, are you kidding me?
I know.
How good is that? I went to Daytona. Everybody should go to that race at least once. Go to the NCAAs. Enjoy this time of year. Football season will get here plenty soon. Yeah, my last call is see you at TPC because I'll be out there. That's right. And we got to be out there. I'm sure we'll do the hammer out there maybe one day. We better. And we'll have some fun while we're out there as well. All right, fellas. Cheers. Cheers. Always great to have you on. Peace and love to you and to your families, to everybody out there. That's right. That's right. We're going to wrap it up next right here on The Horse's Mouth. Brought to you by All right, time once again for Up Close and Personal here on The Horse's Mouth as we're at Tommy Maxon on Buzz TV. My guest this time around is the founder and owner of Carve Vodka, craft vodka, right here out of Jacksonville. It's Mr. Paul Gray. Paul, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me on.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Hey, congrats. I remember when you guys came out, like what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
And, man, what a great success story. I know it's not easy, so congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It is way harder than I thought it would be, man. It was like we were actually the first craft vodka coming out of Jacksonville, and I'm like, we got this, we'll get into the market. We're first here and we've got a great product, but it takes a lot of like hard work and really hitting the streets and doing as many events and getting out as much as you can to really grow a brand. Marketing, branding, is huge. The whole thing. And I really had no idea. I took classes in college in marketing and whatnot, but it's like you really don't understand it until you're doing it. So it was a lot of hits and misses, but we're doing great. We're growing, and we're at ABC Total Wine. We're at a few hundred bars and liquor stores in the Jacksonville, Florida area. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. So we talked off air that, Tito's, we both like Tito's. Yeah. And you made mention that Tito's kind of maybe gave you the nudge to go forward, or what's the deal on that? Because who ran the market before Tito's? It was Smirnoff, Grey Goose, Kettle One, right? Yeah, Kettle One. And then Tito's came in and blew the market up. Exactly. You've got to give props to, Tito's, because they came out with American-made vodka, and they were like, hey, we can make a great American vodka in America that's going to be less expensive and taste better than those guys. And so, the whole craft vodka movement, give them some props to it. Yeah. We have a very similar product as well. Like, we're made out of 100% corn. I chose corn because it makes a sweeter vodka without adding sugar to it. Okay. And it's what's the other choice? Potato? You could do wheat, potato, sugar, grapes, anything that has sugar you can make vodka out of. Corn's great because it's gluten-free. Yep. It's, like I said, it's got that sweeter taste, and it just it makes a good quality product, in my opinion.
So when you say craft vodka, explain that. What is it? What does that mean? It's homegrown out in the backyard or in the garage, or what is craft?
It actually did start out that way. Craft is. I get this question a lot because I do have to explain it. What is it's a hands-on approach. It's a small batch. We do 1,000 bottles at a time. I put on every label myself. We write the numbers on there. We put an extra touch to make a really quality homegrown product. This is distilled 7 times, which the more you distill it, the better you're taking out a lot of the harmful chemicals to give you, the hangovers and whatnot.
So more purity?
Yeah, you're just getting a more pure product. And we filter it 3 times with these coconut carbon filters.
Okay.
And what that does is it just smooths it out. You don't get that bite on the back end when you drink this.
No, right.
Yeah, and it really cuts down on that and makes a difference.
All right, cool, man. Well, first of all, congrats. I'm a big fan.
I appreciate it.
And I'm always a fan of entrepreneurs because it's not easy. You have this idea, and then it's balls to the wall, and you sink or swim most of the time. And you're swimming, so that's a good thing.
Thank you. It's probably one of the stupidest things you can do. You go to college and you get a job, and that's what I did. I had a great job in medical sales. I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm like, this isn't doing it for me.
Yeah, right.
I want to do my own thing.
Yep.
And one night I was like, man, I really want to make vodka.
Yeah.
I was like, no one's making vodka. Why can't I do it? So I took the leap, and as crazy it is, and all the sleepless nights, is still worth it.
All right. Well, let's give it a taste there.
Yeah, why not?
All right, and see what that's like. I'm sure you've. How many taste tests have you had of your own product there, Paul?
A few thousand at least.
Couple sips here and there, right?
Yeah, I might get high.
All right. Well, cheers. Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Ooh, that's smooth. That's smooth, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me. Hey, we try everything on this show. We've had champagne, beers, wine, tequila, and now Carved Craft Vodka, man. Awesome. Get it at, where else can I get it? Tell me real quick.
Total Wine, Riverside Liquors, Golden Ox Liquors, where most places in Jacksonville, and if they don't have it, ask for it.
All right, great.
That street work is a huge deal. So
great, Paul. Congrats, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on board. All right, more to come right here on The Horse's Mouth. Hang in there. You're listening to Buzz TV. All right, that's going to do it for us this time on The Horse's Mouth. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Sammy Kavaris, Lonnie Martz, Carved Vodka, they all go together, man. Talking Jags. We just wish this team could get back on track. And you know what? Hey, last year was last year. Let them reset it. Let's see what happens in 2019. We hope for the best, no doubt about that. That'll do it for us this week here on The Horse's Mouth. Make sure you stay cool out there, Jacksonville, and be safe. And we'll see you next time right here on The Horse's Mouth. Stay tuned.